To the field, it's Timothy Peters, but he's got his hands full. The 19 of Dave Blaney right on his back bumper, right?
You know what's interesting, Rick? This truck that Timothy Peters is driving tonight is chassis number 93. 1 year ago, his crew chief, Butch Hilton, decided to retire this truck. They felt they could build better ones. They set it in the back corner of the shop, said, we don't plan to ever race that one again. But when it came to Eldora, they pulled it out of the mothballs and said, let's take it there. Why did they bring it? Because they were afraid that if they tear that thing up, it wouldn't be a big deal. I think right now they're pretty happy that they've got old truck 93, and it's not going to be long until they get to the tail of the field. And for more on who's back there, let's go to Bob Dillner.
Scott Bloomquist in that 51 truck is one of the most feared race car drivers on dirt tracks in this country, but right now he runs last in the 30th spot. Scott says that truck is just way too loose and he can't get a grip of this race truck and this racetrack around here. But the big difference between he and so many other trucks, that truck does not have a front sway bar, something that Scott Bloomquist wanted to try, and it's not working out, Ernie Sadler.
Ken Schrader, steadfast time, started up front, won his heat race, but right now he is falling back due to lack of forward drive. He cannot get the rear tires on the ground to get off the corner. He's going backwards. That 39 right in the side of him, that's Austin Dillon. He's on his way to the front. He qualified towards the back in the 19th spot, and he is also driven up to the top side. So 52 going back, 39 headed to the front.
Thanks, Hermie. 31 laps complete, 29 to go to complete this first segment, the first 60-lap segment of 150 laps. And a great battle up front. Timothy Peters and Dave Blaney. It's going to get even more interesting as they have caught up to the field. They will start the lap traffic now.
We talked about Peters' inexperience. He hasn't raced on dirt much. He doesn't know how to lap people. He's sitting here with the lead. He's going to lap Scott Bloomquist. We talked about Scott's truck not running well. I don't like that no front sway bar. His left front tire and body is way up in the air. It's obviously not working. They can't wait for the adjustments that they can make to that thing, but he's out in left field right now.
The other thing, we've got Dave Blaney and Kyle Larson all over the back bumper now of that 17 of Timothy Peters, so you have two very experienced dirt track racers right behind an inexperienced dirt track racer, and Timothy Peters. Now Peters is first to get to the slower lap traffic, but he's got some experience behind him that could be taking away that top spot.
Larson around the outside of Blaney. He makes the move on Blaney in the traffic. Peters finally decides to try to go to the bottom.
It's going to cost him a lead, Michael.
Here comes Kyle Larson, trying to take the top spot away from Timothy Peters. Into one they go. Kyle Larson looks to the inside, can't make the pass.
They're lapping Scott Bloomquist, one of the greatest dirt racers in America, going a lap down, 36 laps into this baby. That's how tough these guys are.
Working their way through 3 and 4.
Timothy was able to hold on to that lead. Scott went down to the bottom, gave him room. Kyle Larson was stuck down on the bottom. Now he's in behind Timothy, right along with him.
Kyle Larson looking at the high side. Timothy Peters goes all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack through 3 and 4. Slides by some of the slower lap traffic. Now here comes Kyle Larson making the move on the inside. Peters still in front though. Timothy Peters making that outside line work right up against the wall. Little contact there between he and Kyle Larson. Timothy Peters coming up on Norm Benning now. He'll try to work his way around the 57. Kyle Larson looking for an opportunity to take away the #1 position.
The lap trucks are not running that much.
There he goes. Kyle Larson goes by on the outside.
The lap trucks are not running that much slower than the leaders.
Kyle Larson saw the opening on the outside of Timothy Peters. Peters was trying to get around the 57 of Norm Benning. That opened the door for the 30 of Larson.
Kyle Larson is going to show Timothy Peters something about lapping vehicles on dirt, something Tim Peters doesn't know about, something that Kyle Larson has done his whole life. Watch him work his way through this traffic.
And now the young man becomes the instructor as he will work his way through the slower lap traffic right.
We're just about 10 laps to our first pit stop. stop, Rick, too, and Kyle Larson said, I need a lot of help with this truck. It's way, way too tight with this traffic, so they plan on raising the track bar. Now, keep in mind, when we're racing on dirt, you've got to make much bigger adjustments than you do when we're racing on asphalt. I'm really worried for the rest of the field. If Larson's truck's too tight, and he came from 13th all the way to the lead.
Well, the rest of the field should be a little bit nervous as he is checking out now on that 17 of Timothy Peters. He's put almost a second between himself and the 17.
Timothy's trying to get by that 24 right there, Brennan Newberry. He's not having any luck doing that. Look at Larson just cruising right now with the lead.
Your top five: Kyle Larson, Timothy Peters, Dave Blaney, Jared Landers, and Ryan Newman.